then. Alice, you'll stay, of course.
One more and then I've got to go as well.
Spoil sports, the night is young. Besides, we only just got rid of everybody else. Now we get down to the real fun. Did you see Mrs. Bell chasing that scout from Universal around all evening?
Who didn't?
The scout's wife, I hope.
But unless she chased him around the bottom of the martini glass, I think the missus missed it.
Oh, we're being awful.
Darling, we're just getting warmed up. She was a ceiling that lived on St. Street, in a room too small by far, till she met a big dressmaker one day and became his model star. She no longer lives on St. Street, now she lives on Caviar. Her heart was in her work.
Bernadette once played the organ in the church of Cherubim, until she eccentric purchased that church just to satisfy a whim. Bernadette still plays the organ, but the church belongs to him. Her heart was in her work.
So I say to you, young ladies, let your chances do decrease. To the boss you should be forever good till the day of your release. When they write upon your tombstone, as at last you rest in peace. Her heart was in her work. Leaving Lulu in the circus, riding bareback on her boss. Made her boss feel oh so happy each night, for she never took the toss. And today she has her baby, riding bareback on her boss. Her heart was in her work.
Young Martin did the cleaning at a hotel quaint and prim, till her employer noticed one night that her floor was firm and trim. She has ceased to do the cleaning, now that she is cleaning him. Her heart was in her work. So I say to all you ladies, who marvel the whole your dream, when a job you get me the boss's pet and you get me rings and cream. All the other girls will holler, this you enter shame and obscene. Her heart was in her work. Her heart was in her
Dorothy, the most delicious thing served at your party.
What's that, dear?
The end of the evening dish.
Just the three of us.
Oh, strictly entre nous, and honestly, we're only being awful to the awful, darling. We only have marvelous things to say about truly marvelous people. My story is much too sad to be told, but practically everyone leaves me totally cold. The only exception I know is the case when I'm out on a quiet spree.
Finding vaguely the old all-we.
And I suddenly turn and see your fabulous faces.
Well, you know what I mean. You're a stunning, intelligent, exotic woman.
Ooh, exotic, I like that.
And you're handsome, witty, and extremely well turned out.
Why, you're making me blush.
And I'm, well,
Lovely.
Lively.
and a hell of a canasta player.
Without
Exactly.
equal.
So what gives? How have three such magnificent catches ended up with only each other for company?
Ouch.
I'm sure she means that only in the nicest way possible. Besides, I thought you were involved with someone, Alice.
Yes, whatever happened to old what's-his-name? He hasn't decorated your arm for some time now.
What's his name?
That doctor.
Oh, yes, he was a doctor, wasn't he? Doctor what's-his-name? Not good for what ails him?
Hey now.
Whatever happened to the good doctor, what's his name?
Once I loved such a shattering physician, quite the best-looking doctor in the state. He looked after my physical condition, and his bedside manner was great.
Who's that?
When I'd gaze up and see him there above me, looking less like a doctor than a Turk, I was tempted to whisper, "Do you love me? Or do you merely love your work?" He said, "I'm wrong, your dudes were entrancing. My epiglottis filled him with glee. He simply loved my larynx and was wild about my pharynx, but he never said he loved me. He said my epidermis was darling, and found my blood as blue as can be. He went for wild ecstatics when I showed him my lymphatics, but he never said he loved me. He seemed amused when he first made a test of me to further his medical art, yet he refused when he thinks of the rest of me. Poor magic in my heart. I know he found my pancreas perfect, and for my spleen was keen as the key. He said of all his sweeties I'm the sweetest diabetes, but he never said he loved me. He said my cerebellum was brilliant, and my cerebrum far from empty. I know he thought of us and my medulla oblongata, but he never said he loved me. He said my maxillaries were marvels, and found my sternum stunning to see. He did a double hurdle when I shook my pelvic girdle, but he never said he loved me.
Well, darling, you're well rid of him if you ask me.
I concur.
He did have heaps of respectability and everything, but underneath it all he was a bit of a bore. What? Little buttoned up.
Stuffed shirt.
Fuddy-duddy. Not the kind of man to steam up the spectacles.
Yes, but all those discounted prescriptions.
Believe me, sister, it's the same problem I run into. There are men out there, I suppose, just not the kind I need. Walter, draw your little head. Now before this modern idea had burst about the women and children first, men had much more to do than they had today. And if all
just trying. I'm throwing out the line, but the girls just aren't biting.
Good-looking fella like you, I don't buy that.
Oh, they show a lot of interest at first, but inevitably, that question comes up.
That question?
Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
What do you do for a living?
What do you mean? You're a painter. I mean, you do fabulous work. Well, it's very glamorous and very romantic.
And not very lucrative.
Oh, you can't mean that. Just because Walter isn't well off?
Well, I certainly don't, but I'm not most women.
Thank God.
I mean, well, when I picture you there in your garret,
Garret?
transported by your muse,
Muse?
not with your easel, pouring your passion, pouring your soul.
Or a stiff gin and tonic.
When I can afford it.
No, that's fine. Drink the liquor I paid for, darling.
Do you mind?
Do I? Oh, do me, do me.
No, I was thinking about
Both.
Oh, yes.
Just hold.
Some think an artist's life could never be sad. Some think an artist's life could only be bad. When people ask about la vie de bohème, what do I say to them? Never, never be an artist if you think you could make 1 cent. Never, never be an artist if you don't want to pay your rent. Never, never be an artist if you like roast beef cold prime. Never, never be an artist.
Unless you want to have a marvelous time. Unless you want to have a marvelous time.
You can think of what you please.
You can say to what you please.
You can like what you please.
You can hate to what you please.
You can taste what you please.
You can try what you please.
You can do anything but buy what you please.
You can wash when you please.
You can shave when you please.
Be discreet when you please.
Misbehave when you please.
You can flirt when you please.
Take a chance when you please.
You can put on or take off your pants when you please. Never, never be an artist if you think you could make 1 cent.
Oh my.
Never, never be an artist if you don't want to pay your rent. Never, never be an artist if you're faithful to your wife. Never, never be an artist unless you want to have a wonderful life. Unless you want to have a wonderful life. Unless you want to have a wonderful life.
Do you really think that's true?
I think what's true, darling?
That you're still unattached because women think you don't make enough money.
Well, either that, or I have a ghastly case of halitosis, and you nymphs have been too shy to tell me.
Well, you were putting away those onion canapes with some gusto.
You've never heard of the starving artist?
You don't think I'm that sort of girl, do you?
I'm sorry, darling.
The kind who only goes after the well-heeled fellows. What?
Oh, darling, we do know you.
What do you mean?
It's nothing, darling. It's just, well, you seem to have no trouble attracting gentlemen of a certain tax bracket.
With a good Dr. What's-His-Name being only one of a series.
A series? Well, I like that. You make me sound like a proper gold digger.
Well, if the diamond solitaire fits.
I'm surprised you'd even give a pauper like me the time of day.
Well, of course, darling. I need someone to carry my shopping bag. A custom tailored vet asks me out for something wet. When the vet begins to pet, I cry hooray. But I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. I've been asked to have a meal with a big tycoon steal. If that's
none of your gentlemen fellers have come up with a fitting enough dowry to please your pa. How many cows and chickens do you reckon it'll take?
You're awful.
Pet, as my grandma Frances used to say, it is just as easy to fall in love with a rich man as a poor one.
And besides, I only go out with those fellows because, well, they're the ones who ask.
So you mean if a guy like me, an underemployed artiste, asked you out, you go?
Why, of course.
Really?
They just don't ask.
Well, you could ask them.
Oh, I don't think so.
Psh, why not?
You would ask a man out?
Would and have.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Well, I don't know. It just isn't anything that I ever... I mean...
You are blushing. You are old-fashioned.
Times have changed, and we've often rewound the clock since the Puritans got a shock when they landed on Plymouth Rock. If today any shock they would try to stem, instead of landing on Plymouth Rock would land on them. In olden days, a glimpse of stalking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows, anything goes.
But authors too, who once knew better words, now only use four-letter words writing prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today,
And looks bad today,
and life's white today,
and it's night today,
and the skies today.
and wind flies today from the city jail. Don't go, you're not a great romancer.
Know that I'm bound to answer when you propose. Anything goes. Maybe we're getting in our own way. What if we vow, the three of us, to fall in love by the 4th of July?
Well, I can't believe that I'm going to say this, but you have had far too much to drink.
Why not? Birds do it, bees do it, even educated please do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
You compare me to a flea.
In Spain, the best of her sex do it. The Lithuanians, and let's do it. Let's do
Waiter, bring me chaperone in shallow shoals, English soul, do it.
Go fish in the privacy of holes, do it.
Let's do it. Let's fall in love.
So that settles it.
Settles what, darling?
The three of us in love by the 4th of July.
Well, it's so soon. What's the rush?
Procrastination is part of the problem. I agree, we get right to it. We hereby vow on the friendship that we hold dear that each of us will fall in love by the 4th of July. Done.
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 Look, the practicalities of this falling in love business may be easier said than done, darlings. I'm afraid I don't know where to start. We sort of worked our way through all of the eligible candidates in town. And by town, I mean this side of the Mason-Dixon line.
What about Tom?
We had a delightful little dalliance last December.
Dick?
Have a tepid tryst in 29.
I know, Harry.
Oh no. We had a very randy rendezvous with Rosh Hashanah.
I begin to see your problem.
Now, I'm not going to give up that easily. All three of us could stand to broaden our horizons. How about a change of scene? Let's fly away and find a land that's warm and tropic, where Roosevelt is not the topic of Nippon Let's fly away and find a land that's so provincial we'll never hear what Walter Winchell might be forced to say.
And I know the perfect place, a place where you can find anything in the world you want, including a man. Or a woman. If you want a fancy fan or a turkey born in Turkey, stand for a mess that's awfully African or a teapot early May. Come to the supermarket and hold the key. If you want to fly a kite or a pill to keep you up at night, or a dwarf who used to know Snow White or a frog who loves to sing, come to the supermarket and hold the key. They have sunflower cakes, moonbeam cakes, dessert cakes, blizzard cakes, pickled eels, pickled snakes, fit for any king. Come to the supermarket, come on, I can't you can park it, so come to the supermarket, oh, King,
Even to a woman to think of shopping. This is his pair of shoes we're after, it's romance. Picture a tropical island, palm trees swaying in the breeze, the surf pounding, the exotic pulse of native drums in the distance. When they begin the beat, it brings back the sound of music so tender. It brings back a night of tropical splendor. It brings back a memory evergreen. I'm with you once more under the stars, and down by the shore an orchestra playing, and even the palms seem to be swaying when they begin the beat. To live it again is past all endeavor, except when that tune clutches my heart.
numbers game. We've got to say where they're the most eligible people so we have a shot at finding Mr. or Mrs. Right.
Oh, ho, hum, ho, Lottie.
I happen to like New York. I happen to like this town. I like the city air. I like to drink of it. The more I know New York, the more I think of it. I like the sight and the sound and even the stink of it. I happen to like New York. I like to go to Battery Park and watch those liners booming in. I often ask myself, why should it be that they should come so far from across the sea? I suppose it's because they all agree with me. They happen to like New York. Last Sunday afternoon, I took a trip to Hackensack, and after I gave Hackensack the once over, I took the next train back. I happen to like New York. I happen to like Pittsburgh. And when I have to give the world my last farewell, and the undertaker starts to ring my funeral bell, I don't want to go to heaven, don't want to go to hell. I happen to like New York. I happen to
Well, I still think we could do with a change of scene. Here, the odds may be pretty good, but the goods are pretty odd. I have got a boatload to travel, guys. Hold on.
fresh in your drink?
I may have reached my limit.
Just a bon voyage toast.
Why not? Break a little metaphoric champagne over the metaphoric stern.
I thought we were flying away.
Oh, right, but the travel by ocean liner is so much more romantic, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Metaphorically romantic.
Of course.
But I'm not convinced we have to travel so far afield to make good on our vow to fall in love.
No.
Sometimes the thing you're looking for is right in front of you.
Oh?
Metaphorically speaking.
Oh. Well, still, travel is exciting.
Sure, but sometimes the best part about travel is arriving back home.
Hey, a little help?
Sure. Coming.
Sometimes the best part of travel is arriving back home. It's not that you're fairer than a lot of guys just as pleasing, that I doff my hat as a worshiper at your shrine. It's not that you're rarer than asparagus out of season. My darling, this is the reason why you've got to be mine. You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice if I'll breeze on high.
like the beat, beat, beat of the tom-tom when the jungle shadows fall, like the tick, tick, tock of the stately clock as it stands against the wall, like the drip, drip, drip of the raindrop when the summer showers through. So a voice inside me keeps repeating, you, night and day, you are the one, only you beneath the moon, under the sun, whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are, I feel you. Day and night, night and day, why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In the roaring traffic's boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I hear you. Day and night, night and day, under the hide of me, there's an oh such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and this torment won't be through until you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day.
Tunis, Pago, Pago, Monte Carlo, there's still a baker's dozen left. Oh, how about the Greek islands? Santorini, a vacation destination against the pulse racing. This Greek isle is full of sexy girls and boys who have left their inhibitions behind.
Not to mention their bathing clothes, it would appear.
The sultry heat of romantic beaches and pulsating nightlife build to a crescendo of red hot energy.
This explosive eruption rivals that of the famous volcano which shaped the island itself.
Can't you just feel it, the sultry heat?
The pulsating
The
nightlife.
red hot
The
energy!
explosive eruption! Look my passage. Though I better invest in some Bermuda shorts. Certainly too steamy for tie and tails. Let's go see if Alice found anything.
In the still of the night, as I gaze from my window at the moon in its flight, my thoughts all stray to you. In the still of the night, while the
been to all of these places?
Anyone in town will tell you that I've been around.
Not without getting a punch in the nose from me first.
You, sir, are a gentleman and a scholar.
So what do you say? Which port of call is calling to you? Alice?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Where are we off to, darling? Though it seems you may already be halfway there.
No, I'm sorry. I was just thinking. Maybe this isn't such a good idea.
Our trip?
What's the matter? Haven't got your shots?
No, I mean the whole falling in love thing.
What?
Darling, what could be the downside?
Well, I mean, is it really such a good idea to just run out with the intention to fall in love? I mean, just for the sake of... mightn't one make a mistake? Choose the wrong person, hurt someone's feelings?
Hurt someone?
And what about us? I mean, you know how it goes, and right now we're all such friends, such good friends. I mean, I love you too. And you know how it goes. I mean, sometimes people fall in love, and then things, the friendship.
Oh, she's afraid those wedding bells are going to be breaking up the old
I
gang.
mean it.
Darling, I would never let a man come between us. Isn't that right, Bolter?
Exactly. We will remain thick as thieves, the three of us, even if we are head over heels. Besides, falling in love will make us happy. And friends like us want our friends to be happy, right?
But let's promise each other that no matter what we may want for ourselves, that we won't sacrifice our friendship for anything.
More vows. I'm beginning to feel positively nuptial.
Same vow, just an amendment.
No, a codicil. I love a good codicil.
I hereby vow, on the friendship we hold dear, to fall in love by the 4th of July, and, furthermore, to arrive at our individual states of connubial bliss, with our friendships to each other intact. Done?
Done. Done.
If you're ever in a jam, here I am.
If you're ever in a mess, SOS.
If you're ever so happy you'll land in jail, on your bail. It's friendship, just the perfect friendship. And other friendships that they forgot, ours will still be hot.
If you're ever down a well, ring my bell.
If you're ever off a tree, just phone to me. Hello,
If you ever lose your teeth when you're out to dine, borrow mine.
it's friendship,
Just a perfect friendship. When other friendships that we forget, ours will still be great.
If they ever black your eyes, put me wide.
If they ever cook your goose, set me loose.